What we do here is go back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on the single player Let's Play series world. How y'all doing today? Oh man, I figured I would start it off a little bit different today. So we got 100 subscribers, guys. You guys are freaking awesome. I love every one of you. I cannot even believe it. Oh man, my channel's blown up. That video I posted about the Elytra launchers. It's almost at 5,000 views. You guys are awesome. Anyway, I just wanted to give you an update because I was getting a bunch of questions about this villager, breeder, village thing deal. And yeah, I just want to say that I will be making a tutorial about how to do all this stuff that I did here. It's just going to be a little while because I'm working on like 1,000 other things. My gosh. Anyway, I wanted to give you an update. We did get mending. I grinded for, man, it was only actually 5 minutes after I stopped recording for the last episode. We actually got a mending villager for 38. Then, after that, we got a mending villager as well for 14. So we're rolling, guys. We're rolling. I got everything. Mending. We got a new punch bow. All that kind of cool stuff. This guy's selling infinity. We got a couple really good farmers. I got efficiency 5 and a punch villager. Check this out. So we could easily make punch 2 books for our bows. Efficiency 5 for everything else. And silk touch on this guy. Oh man, we're doing good. And sharpness 2, which I like to put on my axe. Yeah, and then what's this guy over here? I think he's got Frostwalker. Oh man, alright. So anyway, you can see we were very productive with our little villager breeder thing. This all came out of one village cap too. This wasn't, you know, I just cleared out that single village cap and I found all these guys, so it was really, really good. Anyway, what happened to this dude? What happened to this? There was a villager in there a minute ago. Must have gotten eaten or something. Anyway, or maybe he ditched himself. So yeah, so I've been working on some crazy stuff over the last couple days. You probably saw in the intro, clearing out the end and everything, so that's where we're going to go next. I got something pretty crazy planned for today. I actually have 2 projects, so we'll see how long it takes us to get through both of those things. I'm not going to finish either one of them, but we're going to start 2 really epic things today. So it's going to be a big one. Get your snacks, grab a whatever hat, do whatever you do, get ready. This is going to be an awesome episode. Let's get right into it. I'll meet you back over in the end. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I figured I would explain a couple things, talk about a couple things while we're going over there, while we're getting ready to show you the next part of the project. So over the last week or two, really since the update, I've been planning something and working on something, and I finally got to the point where I can start it. So I've been killing the dragon. I killed the dragon 20 times, guys, to try to get an end island that didn't have a city on it. But apparently, and this is just a guess, let me know if I'm wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that the seed of your world, crosses over into the end, and so, you'll get pretty much the same islands every time. To some extent. It's kind of weird, but anyway, long story short is I don't have an end island in this seed that doesn't have a city in it. You can see I just reset the end really recently, so we only got one portal at the moment, but I could always do that later. So let's pop through here. If you didn't know, you could fly into these. Really cool. So yeah. So anyway, that was my goal, is I was trying really hard to find one of these places that didn't have an end city, and so I finally was just like, you know what? Whatever, I'm just going to blow up the end city. So that's what I did. And we get a couple cool benefits from that. So check this out. We actually spawned up here on the pirate ship. That's why I picked this island, was because we had a portal, check it out, right under the pirate ship, which means that we, when we go through it, we teleport up to the top. All right, how cool. All right, so let's talk about what we got going on here and how I did this. So I built an ice farm, or a couple ice farms, and I just filled my inventory up with ice. And I actually did this entire thing in one inventory full of ice, which is pretty cool. I think it took me about 2 hours. I hit the record button twice. I got two clips that were like under an hour each, and so it was less than 2 hours to do this whole thing. And I was kind of distracted while I was doing it too, so it's really fast. It's pretty crazy. I left this little bit of building up here. There's a shulker up here hanging out. I figured I would leave this up here just in case I wanted to do some kind of like shulker elevator or something like that. Like way up here to like, I don't know. I just kept them up here because I couldn't bear killing the very last guy that was in this cool little building all the way at the top of the world. But anyway, so we got this whole thing covered in water. So now this is a perfect, place to spawn endermen. They can't be down there at all, anywhere. You can see they're like spawning up on that boat, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. We want to see a bunch of guys on that boat. That means that our farm's going to be real productive. I missed a couple spots, but we'll, patch that up. I think that's a rendering glitch over there. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on over there. It's also interesting, all of the dark blue is actually source blocks, so you can see where all the source blocks are, where I actually had to put the ice. And the big squares are things where it made a bunch of infinite sources across in a diagonal. So anyway, I'm going to leave the explanation of, good ways to do that, and tips and tricks and all that, and how to clear your end out, or cover it in water, for another episode, another video. For now, all you got to know is it doesn't take very long if you just grind away with water, and make sure you got Frostwalker, Depth Strider, that's the one. So the plan is I'm going to build this little platform out of blue clay, just because I brought a bunch of it, and I think it looks kind of cool in the end because it's all dark and stuff, but it'll change when we light it up, obviously. But the next part of this is going to be to make endermen not be able to spawn on the platform, so I think I'm going to cover it in glass. I think I'm just going to have a layer of glass on top of here, so it'll be like a 2-thick floor. Yeah, it'll kind of look cool, give it a cool effect, so that's the plan. And yeah, I'll bring it back when I get it done. All right. So, if you didn't know, endermen can fall for 43 blocks, and then there'll be a one-hit kill, so you can punch them with your fist and they'll die. So the plan here is to build up 43 blocks. I actually separated this out in my inventory to a stack of 43, so there's no way we can miscount. We're just going to place until we run out of blocks, and then that will be the level of our floor. So the way that we're going to do this is, just so I don't forget, I'm going to place a different kind of block here. Let's place a bone block, just so I don't forget. We're going to put it down at that 43rd block. And so this means that if something was to fall off of this block and land on that end stone, it would be 43 blocks of falling, and the enderman would have a half a heart left. So let's check our coordinates. We got 111. Let's fly down to the bottom, and without doing any head math, we're down here at 68, so that should be 43. Alrighty. So I was thinking that straight purple would probably look pretty lame. So we might want to come up with some kind of pattern here to break it up a little bit. Let's get some pillar blocks. Get out of here. And some endstone. Whoops, I didn't mean to chuck that. Whatever, I got plenty. Alright, so let's start this out with some pillars coming out like so. Okay, well, I was realizing, oh my gosh, whoops, oh, what an intro, what a transition. So I was thinking about this. I was about to build a tube for him to fall down, but then I realized, wait a second, we don't even know if it's possible to make these guys fall into a 1-block hole. So I think what I'm going to do now, this is a little bit kind of impromptu, I wasn't really planning on it, but I'm going to open up a creative world, and we're going to actually do a little bit of testing here before we move on to our next project. so we can make sure that we're not building something that's not going to work. I want to be real sure because this is, oh my god. Okay. Dang it! That's kind of a funny way to deal with this, but I think that's going to work out just fine. Let's toss a couple more guys down here so you can see. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you getting angry? There we go. So it looks like there's a random delay there before they get aggressive, which I know about. Okay, so let's just keep doing this and backing up. See this? And eventually, they're not going to see him. He's going to be too far away, and that's how big we build our farm. Holy crap, guys. I'm actually really glad that I did this test over here in creative because I never would have gone that far out testing this. But yeah, 50 blocks or something like that, like crazy amount, like 58 blocks or something. So I think I'm going to go 50 just because I don't need it to be exact. Like this is already humongous. I doubt that we need something that big. I might not even go 50. I might do something even smaller. So I guess it's good that we did this test because we get to see that this really works from such a huge distance that we can make the platform like as big as we want, basically. And we're not going to get out to this point. So cool. I'm going to pop back into single player. Let's build this. I'm excited. Actually, I don't want to speak too soon. We might not be able to build too much of it. Should probably get working on the other project before it gets too late here. But yeah, just so you can see how I'm coming up with this. Man, I'm so excited. I know I've mentioned that, but this is going to be awesome. Okay, BRB. So guys, I wasn't lying when I said this is going to be a big episode. I got something that's about to pop in here that I've been working on. I did this yesterday. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm just going to give this a quick look around real quick before I actually explain it so you can see kind of the scale. Oh man, okay, let's grab a map out. I don't think I've actually updated this map since I built this sucker. Which map is it anyway? This one? Alright, well, that doesn't look too big. It's much bigger than it looks on a map. Anyway. Yeah, so this is going to be a mob farm, guys. This is my 1.39 TU46 solution for a mob farm since my other one's broken. So let's just come in here. Oh man, I think I got 10 layers, packed ice. I've built this as low as I possibly can in the world without having to dig a perimeter. So I went to the middle of the ocean. I've got it placed all the way down to the water height, and my AFK platform is going to be just above here. So what we get to do is we get to do all the fancy dancy fandangle and redstone deal for this, which is going to be super fun. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited because it's really, really a cool design. I came up with this all on my own, but I did get inspiration from Il Mango, who I've mentioned before. He has a concept that's similar to this, but it uses a bunch more materials. So I've kind of like simplified it down a little bit, made it work on console, and changed a couple things to basically just make it like the simplest mob farm you could make. And it's extremely, extremely overpowered. I built it in creative mode, and then instantly came onto here and built it in single player because it was so good. So yeah, we get to finish this up today, I'm pretty sure. Should be pretty cool, or at least get close. We could get the redstone kind of going in there. Oh man, I'm so excited. This is awesome. So I'm going to run back to base and get some stuff. I just wanted to show you this real quick. Oh my gosh. It's it's right next to our fortune telling device, our guardian farm. Oh man, this is a pretty cool area. All right, so I'm going to get some materials together, some redstone. I'm going to have to craft up a bunch of dispensers, that kind of thing. Yeah, and I'll BRB. All right, well, figured out it's kind of getting dark. Sorry about that. I forgot to bring a bed. But anyway, I figured I would mention material cost and stuff real quick before we start building. So this is really it, guys. As far as the expense for this, you're going to need, for every layer for this, it's kind of crazy, but just hear me out. For each layer of the farm, you're going to need one dispenser, one sticky piston, one block of redstone, and one slime block. That's it. Literally, and a bucket full of water for each one. That's it, guys, and a leaf block. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty crazy. So the whole cost of it really is just these hoppers. And I've gone super overboard. You could definitely come up with a better situation down here. You could even do like a minecart system. Man, it's really open-ended. But I went with hoppers because my iron farms are just cranking right now. All right, so probably wondering what the heck this is, what's happening here and how it's going to work. Or maybe you're not. I don't know. You're probably smart. Who knows? Anyway, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to show you right now, right here, right now. Bam. Bam, scoop. Okay. Throw some water in here. Like so. Alright, so I'm trying to remember exactly how this works. I think, don't quote me, because that makes no sense, but I think redstone goes there. I think. Anyway, block. Whole platform floods. It doesn't go over the side. Yeah, so that's how this works. Each platform is going to get a bucket of water like that, and it's going to flood, and then they're going to alternate, and yeah, it's going to be a flushing mob system. It's pretty cool. So the next step of the plan, the project, let's put some light back so we can see what the heck we're doing, is to get the redstone together. So I think the way that I have this set up is just like that. Oh, it sure is. This is such a cool little thing. Okay. Block there. Slime block. Like so. Leaf block. Like, whoops. Come back here. You don't have to use leaf blocks. You could use something else. But the reason I'm using leaf blocks here is because the game... I want the game not to see any solid blocks here for the spawning algorithm. Technical people know what I'm talking about, but you don't want to use solid blocks there. Okay. Ooh. So if you're building this at home, wait, wait, hold your horses. I'll make a tutorial. Don't you worry. I know some of you are gonna ask me that. Are you gonna make a tutorial and everything? I sure am. Just hold your horses for just a minute. I gotta build it first. Jeez. Anyway, so don't put your buckets in yet. Okay. That's the very last step of the plan. That's the very, very, very last step of the project. So keep this all lit with no water. Trust me on that one, okay? It's going to save you a lot of time. Like a lot of time. Okay, so you can see this first layer is so simple. I'm trying not to brag here, guys, but look at this. Come on now. Come on now. Okay, and one more thing. Just to bend your noodle a little bit more, this could literally be 4 dispensers, and you could have this platform be way bigger. Like way bigger, but I'm not going to do that just because I think that this is simpler, and I like having it be 1 dispenser per layer, because I think that that's probably going to help with game lag and all that. Anyway, just to show you, you definitely could make this different if you wanted to. So, that's one layer. I'm going to show you how the next layer interacts with it, and this is kind of mind-blowing. So here's our next dispenser. Here's a redstone block. And that's the top of our piston. So what's going to happen here is when we put our block there, it's going to bud power that piston, but it doesn't matter because we kind of like override the bud power action that's going on. Let's pop that, put down that, pop that, and put it back. And there's our second layer, completely done. Man, this is taking no time. So what's going to happen, we're going to power the one all the way at the top. It's going to power this. The redstone block's going to go down there. Let's pop it out. You can see it's going to power that piston. So all of these dispensers are going to be not activated. This is going to be the default setting of the farm. And then when we unpower it, it's going to pull these redstone blocks into place, and all the dispensers are going to fire. Aha. Okay, so I got myself into a pretty cool little pattern here. So let me show you how I'm doing this. You probably just saw it, but okay, so every layer, this is such a fun farm to build, guys. Oh, okay. Well, hold that thought. Luckily, I have a punch bow. Get out of here. Oh my gosh, that was a ninja shot. Dude hit me while he was falling. Get out of here. Punch bow for the win. Oh my gosh. Well, lesson number 1. Wow, that could have been a lot worse. It could have been a creeper. There might be one above me. Anyway, I got myself into a pretty good pattern here, a pretty good rhythm. So let me show you how I've been building this, just to further reiterate how simple this is. Oh my god. So check this out. Put your leaf blocks down, piston, and bam! Now we can move on. Let's figure out the redstone on top of this bad boy. So this is super simple. If you've ever seen an etho hopper clock, we're just going to throw one of those together real quick, and we're going to run it right on top of that piston. That's all we got to do. Once again, this farm was designed to be simple. There's probably a much more efficient way to do this. Like, take my word for it. Technical people, feel free to make this farm better in any way you see fit. And I think that this would be a good place to start. But the way we're going to do it is we're just going to make a really, really simple etho hopper clock right there. And it's going to turn it on, and it's going to turn it off, and it's going to be on and off for equal amounts of time. Okay? So let's put down 2 sticky pistons, a redstone block, and 2 dust. Then we're going to want 2 comparators right next to the pistons. Put down a block like that. Then we can put down a hopper into the side, break the block, hopper back into that hopper. Then we can put 2 blocks on the side over here, like so. Alright, so that's your hopper clock. Now we can throw some items in here, and I think what I went with in the creative world, which seemed to work out pretty well, was somewhere around 10 to 12 to something like that. Let's try 14. Okay. So let's pop this out so we can kind of give it a look. Oh yeah, I heard all those fire. Cool. I think we can fly around and watch this happen, actually. And this is why you want to wait to put your water in, is so you can make sure that this is working before you mess everything up. Oh yeah, you see it all extend there? Oh, this is so cool. And I'm pretty sure it's safe to like leave the area when it's running and everything, but we will have an off switch. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. It's switching by itself. All the pistons are extending and then retracting. How cool is that, guys? How cool is that? Okay. So you can see how this is going to work, is every other layer is going to be alternated, so when this one turns off, the next one's going to turn on, and so on. So what that means is we got to turn this thing off for a second so we can go in there and set our water, which is a little bit complicated, but first we're going to make this area nice and spawn-proof. Fill up this whole area with water so we can, you know, like I said, it's spawn-proof and all that. Yeah, so we're almost done. Oh man, I'll be RB. This one right here. It's the one that's next to that redstone that turns the piston on. We put it down on a lever. So this is going to stop our clock. So let's patch this back up. Stop the clock. And just so we can see that that did in fact stop it, let's open it up. Alright, so it should now no longer, you know, it's going to do that. It's going to, you know, settle, and then it's going to stop working. Okay. See that? Alright, so this is frozen, which means that we can go and work on the inside, but I'm going to make this, I'm going to flood this real quick. Uh-oh. Don't do that. It should be okay for flooding. It should be totally safe down below. There isn't any redstone that it would be able to knock out. It just might cause a little lag because it might flood a bunch of stuff and take a while to clear out. But anyway, you can see that up here it is totally spawn proof. I put water just so I didn't have to cover it all in slabs because it's a lot faster. And it fills in really nicely. So yeah, so we got our on and off switch here. Let's go down to each layer and drop in our buckets so we can make that happen. Oh man, I think this is our last step and then we're ready to give it a test. Cool. So this might be a little complicated. I'm gonna do my best. I mean, it's a simple concept. We want every layer to be opposite. So we can arbitrarily start with an empty bucket here. And using ice, we can put a water source there. Okay, so that's the first layer, which is water. We just have to remember. So the next layer, we're going to have no water, so let's put a full bucket. That's the easier one to do. Okay, cool. So that's how we're going to do it. We're just going to have to remember and go one at a time and make sure to deal with these guys on the way. I thought I lit this up. My gosh. Oh, thank God for elytras and everything. Anyway, that was kind of stressful. What were we on? That's right. We got to sneak to the edge to find out. Okay. Empty bucket. And water. Okay, I got this. Guys, I could just sit here for hours and watch this thing work and spit guys out of it. Probably will. I changed the timing. So there's 21 blocks in there right now. Items in the hopper. And I don't think it's long enough. You can see that guys are spawning right up until the water shifts, you know, the water changes. There's still guys like spawning. See the skeletons that just barely made it in there? I think that's messing with it. So I'm going to add, well, 12 more, I guess, just because that's how many I have on me, back into here, so we can see if that, you know, if the timing actually makes a little bit of a difference. I think that it might. How about 10 more? So there's about 30 in there now. Yeah, so you can mess around with that if you're building something like this yourself. I'm definitely going to, but for now, I mean, I feel like it's working pretty well. Oh my gosh, look at that pearl toss. Okay, yeah. Oh, look at that. There's some zombie villagers. How interesting. So, anyway, yeah, I think that's gonna have to do it for me for today. Probably a long episode. Got a lot done. I feel very accomplished. Let me know if you liked what you saw, and don't you worry, I'm gonna be pumping out some tutorials for yeah, for both of these big projects that I did today in the future, so you can look forward to that. As far as tweaking and stuff about this farm, I think there's a few more things I want to do. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, look at that enderman. Oh yeah, getting the ender pearls. Oh, and he died. This is so cool. So yeah, so just so you know, if you've got any questions about this, make sure to ask them in the comments, and I'll make a little list, and that way when I do my tutorial, I'll be sure to answer all the comments, the comments that you guys have for it. So yeah, we can start the discussion. You could build one of these yourself. I recommend you do so if you need a mob farm. This is just so freaking simple. I've never seen anything simpler than this. The only thing that it costs is like some slime balls. Obviously, packed ice, you could use a different block. You know, you don't have to use packed ice. It would just change your timing. You know, and then it's just like the... I mean, it's so fun trying to hit guys out of here. This is the hoppers, really. That's really what it is. But maybe in my tutorial, I'll add in like a minecart system to make that a little cheaper. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's the flushing mod system. I need a name for it. Oh man, the Flushomatic 9000 device of doom. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching, for subbing, for liking it. If those are things you've done. Oh man, you can follow me on Twitter too if you got, you know, want to start a discussion of any kind and you know, talk a little bit more about stuff, or also get notified for when I go live if I ever start streaming, which I think I'm going to start doing pretty soon. Be pretty interesting. And also get, you know, notified when I post my videos and all that good stuff. YouTube isn't doing it for you. Man, I'm rambling. I just can't stop looking at this thing and flying around. Oh my god, this is awesome. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Where's my platform? There it is. No. We're just gonna do this to all of them. Make sure we don't get hit, and if we do, we're gonna try and hop in that boat or hop in a new boat. So we're just gonna break all these, hop in our boat, and watch this happen.